कान्हा कन्हैया नंद लाला ओ मुरली वाला ऐसे बजाए मुरली मुरलिया जादू बरी कान्हा कन्हैया नंद लाला ओ मुरली वाला ऐसे बजाए मुरली मुरलिया जादू बरी देखो खून कनाई कैसी रास रचाई ऐसी थान सुनाई सुरबुर सब बिसराई बाकाओ चैला निराला ओ मुरली वाला ऐसे बजाए मुरली मुरलिया जादू बरी कान्हा कन्हैया नंद लाला ओ मुरली वाला ऐसे बजाए मुरली मुरलिया जादू बरी कान्हा कन्हैया नंद लाला ओ मुरली वाला ऐसे बजाए मुरली मुरलिया जादू बरी कान्हा कृष्ण मुरारी गोवर्धन गिरिधारी काहे मत की फोरी सुनते मीते गारे आहे बरे ब्रज वाला ओ मुरली वाला ऐसे बजाए मुरली मुरलिया जादू बरी कान्हा कन्हैया नंद लाला ओ मुरली वाला ऐसे बजाए मुरली मुरलिया जादू बरी मुरलिया जादू बरी कान्हा कन्हैया नंद लाला ओ मुरली वाला ऐसे बजाए मुरली मुरलिया जादू बरी. Good day all. Today the conversation is on money and the illusion of money. Money and the illusion of money. Right? And it goes back to why I left my job and also why I left teaching at the University of the West Indies, why I left the University of the West Indies, even though people wanted me to do my PhD and stuff there, that I couldn't do it, right? The real reasons why I really could not do it. And it has to do with money, mind control, and how I see for myself how money mind controls you, right? I have seen with my own eyes how money mind controls you, right? The biggest form of mind control, people think all these, we have talked about several forms of mind control previously, such as religion, such as obfuscation of knowledge, hidden knowledge. We've talked about religion as the opium of the masses. We have talked about many different forms of mind control techniques, mind control techniques, the poisoning of your worldview, food also is a form of mind control, which we will discuss in future videos, right? But beyond all these forms of mind control that we have divide and conquer, right? Beyond all these different forms of mind control methodologies we have discussed, right? Beyond all these, money is the most mind control methodology in this world right now. Money as currency, money as a form of exchange. Money is the most mind controlled methodology or technique, right? And I will explain based on my life experience for those who have doubts about me and think that what I have done or what I am doing is for a particular agenda or for, is for some reason other than simply doing the right thing, simply doing the moral thing, right? I would have seen firsthand, right, by working in government and being in sociology, right, I would have seen firsthand how money mind controls you, right? How money mind controls you, right? So one of the things that reason why I left government and so on, I couldn't wrap around my head. One of the things I could have never wrapped around my head is why I should be in an organization that exists in tandem with, in juxtaposition to, meaning in close proximity to. So you have coexisting near to each other, nice fancy buildings, right? Coexisting with slum areas, right? people who have to beg for basic necessities, right? People who have to beg for basic necessities, right? Or even beg for a conversation, beg for a conversation, these kind of things, right? So you have tall fancy buildings coexisting with areas that are not so pretty, when the powers that be in the fancy buildings are the ones who are actually supposed to be supportive of those and uplifting those who exist in the slum areas, right? In whatever way, this could be emotional, financial, mental upliftment, right? And I couldn't wrap for years, for my 7 years in the government, I couldn't wrap my head around this. I could not for the life of me wrap my head around this concept. And it was the same thing in sociology when they asked me to do my PhD and stuff. If you all had watched one of my previous videos, you would have heard me say that your public education system actually encourages racism instead of trying to solve it. The public education system, I mean, right? People might be shocked at this and wonder what I mean by this, right? Is because I'll tell you why, and I'm explaining as you ascend, as I ascended in that department, right? I had friends who I used to talk to, we just cut off each other in sociology, right? Who I was really good with, and as soon as I started doing my master's in a particular area, which was Indo-feminine identity, right? And that person started doing their thesis, right, on black identity, we got separated, right? We were just separated, and we were really good friends before, right? We were separated. We were really good friends before, right? So I don't know what it is that these as you go further up academically, right, in sociology, and this is not a condemnation of UE, right, it is general sociology. As you go on and you narrow in your focus on a particular topic, right, that topic consumes you. That topic consumes you and becomes the focal point of your attention. It becomes the focal point of your attention, right? And so everybody else's identity is like, oh, this person attacking me, this person attacking me, this person attacking me, right? And I realized that's what was going on, right? I realized that's what was happening, at least from my observation. So people I was actually very close to, like, we just ended up not talking. Right? And it was during that time, and it was not for any on my part at least, I don't have anything against anybody, right? Personally, at this point in life, right? But I found it very strange, right? I found it to be quite strange that, hey, as soon as you start doing your thesis on black identity, right? And as soon as I start doing my thesis on Indo-feminine identity, it's like both of us just want to, hey, advance research in our area, right? Advance research in our area, right? And it shouldn't be like that. Right? All of us should be helping to advance each other, right? All of us should be wanting to advance each other. And so that is why and also one of the other things that I couldn't wrap my head around is that in sociology, everything you could think about is a social construct, right? So race is a social construct, gender is a social construct, ethnicity is a social construct. Everything is a social construct except all your money, boy. Except all your money. How everything could be a social construct except the money that you getting in the money as a lecturer you getting paid for every month, right? As a government official and as a sociology lecturer. How it is that everything else could be a social construct and illusionary except the money that you get in every month, right? And that is why I found it to be quite unappealing to me, actually, that everything you could think about is a social construct except your pay, right? And the fact that we could have a sociology department for this length of time and government for this length of time and residents in the country and residents wherever in the country have to be begging for basic social services when all of you all getting big salaries, right? And traveling all over the world when people in your country, right, traveling all over the world to the extent that, hey, I am ticking off on the map, marking off. My goal is to travel to all the countries in the world, right? Now, I understand you work for your money and you want to go all over the place, right? But you're I'm not here to tell anybody what their spiritual duty should be, but in my estimation, if there's government and if there's a sociology department, the aim of those two institutions anywhere in the world should be to work together if you all want to prove yourself to be true, right? The aim, or if you all are true, not want to prove yourself, if you all are true beings, right? If you all are true human beings, right? What is required, in my estimation, is that education work with government to uplift the areas that are not uplifting. That's the whole point of sociology. Is that not the whole point of sociology? Is that not the whole point of sociology, right? Instead of marking papers, giving people A's, look, my A's right now, it don't matter. And I knew since I was an undergrad, I knew that this doesn't matter. In fact, you always say that it doesn't matter, right? You all say that it doesn't matter, right? You always come and teach us that it doesn't matter, right? So why you all not living it? Why are you all not living it, right? And that's why I would have detached myself from the system, right? At the end of this video series, my informal PhD would have been completed, right? At the end of my video series, my informal PhD would have been completed, right? I am grateful for the journey, right? This is not, and like I said, there's not any condemnation of anything, but it's just that I couldn't exist in those spaces whilst seeing how the rest of the country is, right? I couldn't continue existing in those spaces while seeing, observing, witnessing the state of the rest of the country, right? When I actually know the solution to as a fact, as a matter of fact, and as reality, right? Know the solution to one, solving crime in the country, right? I know the solution to ending spiritual poverty in the country, right? I know the solution for a lot of the sociological problems that you all just regurgitate in the classroom, right? I know the solution for a lot of the sociological problems that you all regurgitate in the classroom, right? So this is what my video series is about, and this is why I'm talking about the illusion of money and how money mind controls you, right? I have seen how money mind controls people, right? I've sat in meetings, I've participated in conversations, I have seen for myself how money mind controls you, right? And that is why I would have left, right? Because the reality is, I am living now the life that people aspire to live when they are 60, 65 years. I am living currently the life that you aspire to live when you are 60, 65 years, right? And that is why in one of my previous sociology of work videos, I would have told the people to reevaluate what they consider work, right? Reevaluate what you consider work, right? Reevaluate. And if you're in an environment where you are being used, where you are being stressed out beyond words, right? Reevaluate whether you want to be in that space, right? If you're in an environment where you see an immorality happening right before your eyes, reevaluate if you really want to be in that space, right? Are you being mind controlled by money? Are you being controlled by money? Or are you the one in control of yourself? Or are you the one in control of yourself? right? So we live in a world today where this religion of money, because it's a religion, this religion of money, the religion of money is something that is largely unquestioned and unchallenged, right? The religion of money is something that is largely unquestioned and unchallenged, and that is what this video is about, challenging the whole concept of money, right? Money in the current system is necessary to survive, but the idea that this what money is used for is a form of exchange. I am exchanging my money for some fruits. I am exchanging my money for a bag of rice, right? It is a form of exchange, it's not the actual thing. The fruit itself exists in nature. The fruit exists in nature. Money does not exist in nature. And that is what people need to get through their thick skulls, to not to be mind controlled by money. That is what people need to get into their thick skull, because to break themselves free from the religion of money, right? Money was created by man. Money was created by man, and it exists. It's a form of currency. It is current, right? It's a form of currency. It's energy. Money is energy, right? That is why we get up and we work every day. We get up and we work every day in this rat race, in the rat race of life. We get up, go to work, 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 8 to 5, 9 to 4, right? In the rat race of life, in the rat race of life. For you, $30,000 a month, $40,000 a month, when you don't need that, right? You don't need that to enjoy to be content in life, right? If that's your aspiration, so be it, right? But at the end of the day, people will realize that at the end of the day, you are going to realize that, hey, what is it worth at the end of it all, right? What it is truly worth at the end of it all, right? And that's why usually the people who live in the slums probably are happier than prime ministers and stuff all over the world, right? That's just probably a fact, a small fact, a small underestimated fact.